I'm super, super excited for this because like Instagram is where it's at right now. And I'm not like I started to kind of dabble in it before, but I didn't really do enough. And my corporate rep was like, Megan, if you want to grow your biz, get over on Instagram. Like you clearly have big goals, so cut the crap and get over there. So I cut the crap and getting over there. Jamie's gonna talk about it real quick for February. This is like really, really exciting. All challenge packs are $10 off. So the All Access Pass challenge pack is going to be $150. The 80-day obsession basic package with either Shakeology or the performance line, that's going to be $170 again. So all challenge packs, I believe it said ones that are 160 or more are $10 off for the month of February. So people that you've had that have given you like price objections, reach back out to them, get really excited, and a really, really big, super exciting announcement that Carl just went live like an hour or so ago in the Beachbody Champions page is all coaches who are diamond or below and that are on a Team Cup team are eligible for this. The top 100 Success Club point earners between tomorrow and the 5th, he's going to send a $100 bill to. So bust your butt quick at the beginning of the month, do a ton of follow-ups, be adding and connecting with people, but talk about the discount, get excited. So I'm super excited for that. I think that's all I have for announcements. I'm going to just hand it over to Jamie and let you do your thing.
Hey guys. Okay, so I'll start off by telling you that I am definitely not a pro at Instagram. I haven't signed a bunch of people from there or anything like that. Maybe one, for sure one, maybe more, I'm not sure. Either way, I just know it's kind of confusing. There's a ton of trainings and there's a ton of old trainings. So I just want to share with you what I've been doing and what's been working for me. But I definitely want to encourage you guys to do your own research as well and look into other trainings because there's definitely going to be some stuff that I don't touch on. And there's just so much to learn and different coaches do it different ways. So I'm just going to show you guys basically what I do. So I'm going to share my screen. Can you guys see me? Yes, cool. Okay, so hashtags. Hashtags are awesome, but honestly for me, I'm gonna close this because it weirds me out. Honestly for me, I want you to do your own research on hashtags and how to do them. The way I see it, as far as my business has gone for the past 3 years, I have gone out and expanded my own network and found people that way. People haven't come to me, so that's the way I'm going to at least start on Instagram. Yes, I want to build and learn and get to the point where people are coming to me off of hashtags and stuff, but at this point, I started going all in on Instagram on the 1st of January. So that's something I want to get to, but I didn't want to wait until I knew all that to start doing anything. So that's something I'm going to get to, but for now I've just been kind of throwing in some hashtags, but I've watched some, but I don't want to give you guys training because I'm not an expert on that. Probably just make sure you're not doing ones with a ton of recently posted ones. I'd say less than 2,000, around that number is a good place to start. But like I said, just do your own research. So stories. Instagram stories are awesome. If you're not using them, they're just like Snapchat. And it's just a really fun way to share your story, connect with people, and be able to share more than just posting all the time with having a big copy and all that. So just sharing easier. Some things to make sure you're doing is tagging a location on all of them. It doesn't have to be your location. I am in a like suburb of Colorado or of Denver, so I tag Denver a lot. Sometimes I do tag the city I'm in. Otherwise, you can tag other wherever. I know some people like I've been doing some recently in the UK. I've been doing it for the past like 3 days at the same city in the UK, just to try to get some people in a different area. But make sure you're tagging a location because they'll show up on that story and more people will see you. Also hashtags. There is a way to just add a hashtag on there. Otherwise you can just type it. You can do up to 15. I just found out from Megan today, which is pretty cool. You can also like make them smaller. I'll show you how to do that, but just like pinch it smaller like you do. And you can move it off the page or just move it to somewhere that you can't see it so people don't see just hashtags everywhere. You want to make sure you're getting engagement on your stories. So a few ways you can do that is like you can do polls on there. There's a way you can do a poll so people can click on it. Asking questions. People will, like Megan's told me that she's been having a bunch of people like message her stuff, which is super awesome. That means people are enjoying what she's sharing and they want to engage with her, so that's great. So ask questions on there, just like we do on social media, but it's just easier. And I'd say like less, I don't know, like you don't have to be as professional on there, and it's just more fun and behind the scenes type stuff. So I like to use my story as sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to post because I don't have anything like on my actual Facebook or Instagram, anything like super important or whatever, but I have all these small things, and those small things are what I share in my story, if that makes sense. So how many? As many as you want. Honestly, I try to do like 7 a day, at least. I try to do about like 1 an hour when the time I'm awake, which obviously isn't all day. But that way, the more you post on your story, it goes to the front of the viewers across the top. So if you are posting more on there, it's just going to continue going to the top. So even if you do 10 in 1 hour, but then you don't do anything all day, people aren't going to see it. So make sure you're posting often, more than just however many in a day. You can do call to actions on your story, which is super cool. There are some really cool Instagram story trainings that show how to do call to actions, but I can show you some. I did one yesterday that should still be on there. But you can use the poll on there. You can, there's so many different things you can do on your story. And I'll show you mine, like I said, but I would recommend just looking at some coaches, getting some ideas, on what to share, so you can get an idea on how to share it without doing too much, or you know what I mean, to get a good balance. I will show you how to do all this. At the end, I'm gonna like share my screen on my phone. Just like your page as well, give value. So that's, there's people are going to want to come watch your story. To get education, get entertainment, and I don't remember the last one, but entertainment. So be fun, be funny, but education. Share things valuable. Recipes. Show them a quick recipe that you cook quick, or a tip or a workout move, or give value on there so people want to come see you and they have a reason to watch your story. And then a thing I like to think when I'm posting is like, would I want to see this, or would it make me like, okay, I'm done, I want to go watch, I don't really want to watch her anymore. So really think about that, because you don't want to it's super tempting to use, I think, like things like this to just, like, I know on Snapchat I used to just post a ton of just super random stuff, and it's tempting to do that, but just make sure that you remember that if you're using it as your business, it is your business. So don't just go posting everything. Make sure that there's a reason you're posting it. Not that it all has to be anything crazy, but don't just be boring and posting random stuff for no reason. I'm sorry, my throat's like kind of bad. So on your feed itself, you have a bio on there. You can really do whatever. There's different people do different things. What I recommend is, sorry, I'm totally not even looking at my notes. I have that I'm from Minnesota and Colorado on there because I have a lot of people I talk to in those areas. I kind of like market to those areas, obviously, so I have that on there. And also the fact that I moved across the country is another way that I like can connect with people. So I have that on there. Mine says that I'm a lifestyle and confidence coach. So make sure you say something about what you have to offer. I change mine all the time because I never know what I want. So it really depends, but I definitely feel like you don't want to, I don't know, some people have Beachbody Coach on there. I'll share a video with you guys that Jatana Jackson did, and she has right on her thing that she's a Beachbody Coach, and she's, like a top 100 coach or something. She does awesome, but I don't know, that's a thing that a lot of us don't like to do, so just, it all depends on what you want, but I guess I don't recommend that, but definitely show them that you have something to offer. Otherwise, they don't know. And if people don't know, then they're not going to come to you. And on your feed, just as far as picture goes, make sure that you guys are sharing good pictures. Instagram is all about visual platform, not just so much what is in the copy. A lot of people don't even read what you write. They just like the picture. So make sure you're sharing good pictures. As far as like your actual feed go, when someone goes to your page, you want it to look somewhat uniform. So Megan's page is really good at this as far as like filters. She uses like the same filters on all of her pictures, or they at least look very uniform, which is really cool. So people, just so when you go to someone's page, they look really good. I'm trying to connect my phone right now so I can show you guys more. But I think I have to be on the same Wi-Fi, so give me 1 second.
If you guys think of questions, feel free to ask them in the chat, and then at the end you can read through them all, and Jamie or whoever can answer them.
Okay, well that isn't working, so I'll show you that at the end. I just learned how to share my phone. Let me try one more time. It's looking for Apple TV, and I don't have an Apple TV. But it found an Apple TV, so that's interesting. Okay, so I'm going to touch a lot on expanding your network because I think that's one thing that I struggled with the most. Like, how do I find new people, that are the right size, because you don't want to go after someone with 20,000 followers, obviously. But you want to, hold on. But as far as after you find the people, you guys, as far as connecting and inviting, I use pretty much the same format as I do on Facebook. So I send Hey Girl messages right away because it's a lot quicker and easier for me. But other than that, as far as like when I go back and connect and invite and stuff, I literally just follow the same thing I do on Facebook. So whatever you do, you can continue doing that. Or if you want to do something else, that's fine. But I'm not going to even talk about that because as far as I am concerned, you can just do that, the way you usually do. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen and try to get on my phone because I don't really know. Okay, so stop share, start share, iPhone. Okay. So hopefully it works. Sorry. This literally worked right away when we got on earlier. I'm going to let it keep going. But as far as expanding your network still, here we go. You guys can see my phone? Okay, cool. So as far as expanding your network, I really want you guys to focus on your avatar, because the cool thing about Instagram is it's so easy. Well, it's not easy, but it's an easier way to find like your perfect coach and the perfect person, because that's like, there's so many ways. Like Facebook, I'm finding like friends of friends, and I'm just finding people like in my area. But as far as Instagram, I'm finding people based on things I like. So I really want you to make sure that you have an idea of how to find your avatar or what your avatar is. That's probably something that we could do in a call maybe soon, although it's something I could learn as well. But I just want you guys to really know that the Instagram is really good for that, not just finding random people. So as far as the feed goes, I'm going to go back and show you some stuff. So my feed, this is my bio. Your picture, make sure that your picture is a good, clear picture of you. People can't click on it and make it bigger like you can on Facebook. So just know that that is the only thing that people might see of you. So here is my bio. Like I said, I have Fur Mom on there because I like to post about my dog. Confidence coach, I say I'm looking for dreamers because I'm currently trying to build my team. And then my link, if you guys don't know what this link thing is, it's pretty cool. You can put as many links on there as you want, so you don't have to just pick one. Like I used to be switching them out every couple weeks. But it's linktr.ee, and you can just go log in with your Instagram, and then you can put as many, well, probably not as many as you want, but a couple different links on there. And then when someone clicks on it, it just brings them to a form. And I'm not going to do that, but it's a cool way to be able to get people, basically a funnel system. So my feed, I do a column of food, a column of quotes, and then a column of like lifestyle. It's basically everything. So when people come to my page, it always looks the same. I'm going to go to Megan's because her filters look good together. Like all the filters here, especially in the top, are like, you can obviously see they look very similar. So just think about that, because so when people come to your page, it doesn't like look super scatterbrained. I also use an app to get the white around all my pictures, and I'll tell you guys about that later. But if you look through different Instagrams, you can see different styles, or if you just have like a different filters you like. One really weird thing is the color blue, like literally pictures that have more blue on them, literally get like an insanely amount more like attraction to them, which is super weird, but it's something to keep in mind. So I try to post more blue stuff if I have pictures of it, but not that that's always the thing. So I will show you quick how I find people. There's literally a million ways. And this is just what I do because I couldn't make it work any other way. So on the bottom here, there's these different buttons. So you go to the magnifying glass, and this is your Discover page. And so these pictures are based on pictures you like. So I find a lot of coaches on here because obviously I like my fellow coaches' pictures, so they show up in here. But what I do is I find a picture I like. I'm really into like hiking and outdoors, so this one's cool. I usually go for someone that has more likes than this on the picture. That's a coach obviously on the left, so stay away from coaches. You guys don't go to a coach's page and go to their followers, because they're probably already in contact with a coach. So it really doesn't matter. Just find a picture you like that resonates with you. Beach. Okay, that doesn't have very many either. Sometimes it takes me forever to find a good picture, but sometimes I find one right away. I'm just going to use this one to show you guys what I do, because I'm big into hiking. I want to go more. It's something, but I talk to a lot of people in hiking, and that's one way I connect with a lot of people. So I find a picture I like on this Discover page, and then I go to the people who like that photo. The reason I do that is because that means these people are actively scrolling through Instagram. Whether they're posting or not, they definitely are liking photos because they liked one recently because it just showed up on my thing. So we're definitely just basically judging people right now by, by their picture. But I literally just look through here. I find someone, and that girl looks cool. Like, she looks pretty cool. She's into hiking. She's got 4,000 followers, which is not a ton. It's more than me, so I usually go with people a little bit lower. But what I do is I literally just go through. I like some pictures. This is December 1st, so she posts like semi-recently. I'm going to comment because I love dogs. So I I just like to connect right away. It's obviously you can't do this on Facebook because you're not friends with them. But I do this right away, and it's just a lot easier for me than following people and then going back like the day later and then retyping in all their names and redoing this. So you can do it however you want, but myself, I like to do it right away because it's just easier. So I like to comment on at least one, and then I like three pictures. Don't just like stuff that you don't like, obviously, but and genuinely, like I said, find people that you're interested in. If you don't like hiking, and you don't like dogs, then you wouldn't go follow this girl because that's just silly. So I'm going to click follow, and then in my notes section of my phone, I have scripts. You may or may not be a script user. I am sometimes. It depends on my how busy I am and the people, but I'm just going to show you guys what I do. So a lot of the times I'll change this up. This is kind of what I base it off of, but this girl's big into hiking. So my message literally just says, "Hey girl, randomly found your page. It caught my eye. You seem so fun and like a person I'd be friends with. Wanted to say hi and send you good vibes." Which is true. She is into hiking. She's into dogs. That's someone I would be friends with, someone I want to get to know. I'm all about good vibes. I'm totally about that. So I like to say that to people. That might not be what you guys say. So don't just say that if that's not what you say. Make your own, "Hey girl," or whatever. But I know when I first got a Instagram training, I literally almost copied someone else's "Hey girl," like word for word, and it was super awkward when I sent it because it wasn't what I say. So make sure that you're making it your own. And then I always end in something more. So her page doesn't say where she's from or anything. So I'll say, "It looks like you're super into hiking." Oops. Oh, geez. Me too. I wish I could go more, but I'm working on making that happen. So I like to put in little plugs about what I do. I don't always do that, but someone will be like, "Oh, so what do you mean you're working on making that happen?" "Oh, well, I'm working to make this thing I do full time." And then I'll say, "Where are you from?" Just because no one's going to answer, but people are much more likely to answer if you end in a question. And then I send it, and then I go put it in my tracking system. You guys have to be tracking this. If you're not tracking, Instagram is way less user-friendly, in my opinion, than Facebook. And you can't just go to recent, I don't know. If you don't track, I don't know what to tell you, but I go and write down this person's name right away, and then I put a due date for them in 2 days. I just started using Asana, so I just finally got that going. But then I'll go back, like I said, and what I do is I just go back and connect with them for the next few days, and then I'll invite them to whatever, but just do what you've been doing. So I do that for 10 people. If someone's page is private, I don't follow them, because I don't have any way to know if I would connect with them, and there's more than enough people who are not private. So the first training I ever saw told me to do 40 of these a day, and so I did that for 2 days, and you guys, I was going crazy because that's so many people, and then you have 20 inboxes. So start small, because it'll be really overwhelming if you try to do a lot, but I can get 10 done pretty quickly. I always like to make sure if people, obviously make sure that they're not a page. Looks like it's not a person, it's just a page. Maybe it's a person, I don't know. But make sure it's a person and not a quote page or something like that. And sometimes people have like 2.6 thousand 100 million followers. I would recommend not trying to follow those people, because they've probably been approached a million times. And I mean, if you really think you can do that, go for it. But that's just kind of crazy. So that's literally what I do, you guys. I do that. I go find 10 people. I don't usually find them all on the same. See, this is a coach. You can see all the coaches everywhere. So make sure you're not going to coaches pages. There's another one. This is like a picture that I wouldn't usually go to and find likes from because it's a page. I try to stick to people. That's just for some reason, it's what I like to do. Another thing that I can do that I try to find people is if you find a brand, and do this, a brand that you like and that you wear, or like, again, this is like a workout brand. I wear this brand. A lot of like hiking people wear this brand. So I can do the same thing on like these photos if I'm having a hard time finding photos under this section. So I'm going to pause quick and ask if anyone has questions, because I feel like that was a lot and I didn't look at my notes at all. Any questions? Are you guys good for now?
Yeah, if you guys have questions, unmute yourself, because you definitely need to be on Instagram. And I posted in the comments that don't try to learn it and then start, like just start and then fix it as you go. Like my page is not very good right now because I started and then I stopped for such a long time, and I'm finally starting back up again. And so it's going to take me a little while to get that feed to how I want it to look. But definitely just start, learn along the way. And like Jamie said at the beginning, watch more training videos on Instagram. And she's going to share another one with us too, because Instagram is always updating, just like the algorithm of Facebook. It's always changing. So you have to be in the know.
Yes. Okay, well, I'm going to show you guys a couple of things then quick, and then I definitely have some more stuff. So to get the screen one color, like some people are literally like taking pictures of stuff. You can literally take a picture of anything and then go to the top marker button, pick a color, and then just tap down and hold, and it'll turn it any color. You can write with anything up here. The poll that I was talking about is right here, so you can ask any question. You can also change this. Sometimes I like to trick people and I'll do like yes and yes, and just because it's fun to do that. Location, so these are like all the places near me. I definitely don't recommend doing like this Tony's Meat Market, because it's like kind of creepy that people can literally like get a block away from your house. And the fact that I'm posting so often and outside my house, around my house, like just don't do that. It's kind of creepy and we just don't want to deal with that. So the closest thing I do is Centennial, because that's a city I live in. But like I said, I usually do like Denver, or like you could do like Miami, or what I've been doing lately is I just typed in UK. I know nothing about the UK, you guys, but I just found this one and I've been using it on all my stuff. So a lot of them you have tap for more. So a lot of them they'll change. To get rid of it, I usually make it this transparent color always, and then I make it really small, and I usually don't even have to move it because it went away. But if you don't make it that small, I don't even know where it went, but you can literally just like move it off the page sometimes. I just like to make it smaller. But hashtags, you can do only one on here, I believe, but then you can go ahead and, or maybe you can do more. No, you can only do one on there, but then you can like type more on here, and just hashtag like that. Obviously those aren't hashtags, but like I said, make sure you're using unique hashtags. So don't just do something like workout, because no one's going to see it. Do like workout, I don't know, just be unique with it. Emojis work on hashtags, and a lot of people like, do emojis. You can do your research before. I'm not very good at about doing good hashtags on my thing. I usually just do something that goes with it. There's all these things down here too that you can use. Oh, you can also pick a color. So discard. If I have a picture of my computer screen or my thing, and I want to do match like my words, on the bottom left-hand corner, this little thing, I don't know what it's called, like a little dropper thing, you click that and then you can move it. And so the words will be any color and it can just match. Or that's right now a pen, but the same thing happens with words. With words as well, you can do, hi, Megan. I can't spell. But I can literally, like, in this one thing, I can make 2 different colors. So I can literally do her name yellow, do the other name white. You can just do that. That's how you get the background on it. So you can play around on there. If you guys have questions, let me know, let Megan know. There's a ton, like I said, I learned all this from some, I think, like Andrea Crowder trainings. Let me look if there's another thing you can do if you want to pick a color to like write with. So just pick a color on the bottom and hold it down, and then it'll give you this, and then you can pick any color on there if you don't want to do one of the ones on the page. And so I think that's all I have for stories. What I wanted to say though is I used to be so confused on, is my thing not shared? Is it like my computer screen? I think it's slow. Okay. It's still slow. Okay. So to know what picture is next, like for me, I will have to do one of these lifestyle pictures next. So whatever picture is on the far right of your screen is going to be what you have to post next if you're following any type of pattern. Just a heads up, because I had no idea how to do that. Is there anything else that you want me to show them how to do on here?
While you're on it, so for everyone, make sure your page is not private, because you're doing business on it. Instagram is where you're going to reach the maximum amount of people if you're using it, and so you don't want it to be private. So you can just show them how to make it not private if it currently is private.
Okay. Okay. I have a couple more. Well, I think I have like one more slide. Maybe if I can find it. Okay. So, oh yeah, I just have some random tips. So like, start small. Like I said, don't start trying to follow 40 people a day because you're going to get really overwhelmed. So start small, start with 3, go to 5, go to 10. But don't wait. Just do it now, you guys. Like, literally don't wait. Like I said, I don't know much about hashtags, but I don't care. I started following people because eventually I will learn hashtags and I really want to. But I knew I had to get on Instagram, and hashtags like were driving me crazy. I just couldn't figure it out. So I'm like, I'm going to wait a month for that, and I'm just going to focus on getting started. So just start. And if there's something that you're not understanding, whether it's hashtags or stories or whatever, just go with everything else and work on it and find some new trainings and then go from there. Like I said, you have to be tracked. You have to stay organized. I have a lot of like my notes section on my phone. I have like a whole folder of just Instagram stuff. So I have some hashtags on there with a good amount of numbers that I want to use, and some scripts on there and some stuff like that. So stay organized. It'll help a lot, especially because I don't like working from my phone personally. So that helps me do it easier, because I hate texting. If someone doesn't see my message, I either let it go and I just kind of wait for later, because I haven't really had a system for this yet. But one thing I've done for a few people is if they're posting a lot, if they're posting often enough, I go comment on one of their pictures. I say something about the picture, like, I don't know, hey, looks like you had a fun day. I don't really know, but and then I'll just say, hey, I sent you a message the other day. I really love your page. I'm not sure if you saw it or not. So you can just, tell them on there that you sent them a message. If they care, they'll respond. If not, whatever. But people don't use Instagram messages that much. Some people do, some don't, but don't be afraid to let them know you sent them a message, because some people just might not see it. Another thing I really like to do as far as connecting with people after I found obviously new people and followed them is going through stories and connecting with them that way and replying to their stories. So one girl that I've been talking to about coaching, she posted some yogurt that was vegan, which I can't find any good ones. So I replied to her and I asked her questions about it, because it's such an easier way to connect than, I don't know, when someone just posts one picture a day on Facebook, it's really awkward sometimes to comment on that. But people post on their stories a lot, so it's really easy to connect that way. Like I said, watch more trainings, because I'm not perfect by any means. I'm just getting started. Keep up with your messages, because as far as I'm aware, you can't go to just unread messages like you can on Facebook. Maybe I'm missing that, but make sure you read your messages before you send more. Otherwise, you're going to be buried in messages and you're never going to be able to find them. I know I did that at first, and sometimes I missed a bunch of messages. So one more, I think. Oh, don't stop using Facebook, you guys, because it's not going to be magic. It's not going to start working tomorrow. So make sure that whatever you're currently using, you don't stop, and make sure that you know that it's not like if you start using Instagram, you need to be setting at least, I'd say half an hour extra time a day, because it's not going to just all of a sudden magically all fit into the same time period you had. And so I hate to say that, because I know some of you guys are really busy. But maybe even if you're, if you need to take your Facebook numbers down just a little so you have a little bit more time for this, but definitely don't stop using Facebook altogether. But find a way to balance it and start small on Instagram, if anything. The apps I use, so Layout is a collage that is square, so it fits Instagram. It also doesn't have any watermarks on it on the bottom. This InstFit is the one that gives you a white background in the back. PicsArt, Snapseed, those are ones that just have good filters. Those are ones that I use all the time. Also, Rana has good filters, but Rana more so has really good words and text on there. So that's what I mostly use Rana for. I also use that one for all the quotes I use on my own. I make them on Rana. And then iMovie and Viva Video are what I use. I use Viva Video myself. Sometimes iMovie, but usually not, for videos. Some people you will literally make videos on those and then upload them to their story, because it's just different and it's more professional, but I don't do that. Mine are just straight up. So does anyone have any questions? Kelsey raised her hand.
I couldn't find my unmute button for a second. Do you want to just briefly go over the making your profile a business profile? Because that's how I get a lot of motivation or momentum on what to post and how to interact with my following versus just doing a shot in the dark. So I don't know if you want to go over that at all, or I can give my 2 cents on it.
You give your 2 cents first, for sure.
Okay, so there's an option on your Instagram where you can make your profile a business profile, and what that allows you to do is not necessarily put you as a business, but it gives you ability to see what's getting most traction. So who's liking on your stories, and what kind of stories, what posts in your stories are getting the most engagement, what posts are getting the most engagement, where are your followers liking your posts most often? Should be posting between 8 and 9 in the morning. Is that where most people are engaging on your posts? And so it kind of gives you trends as to where you are kind of falling as far as what's getting engagement on your page. But I also like it because it breaks down who you're attracting. So it'll break down what percentage of your following is male, which is female. What's your percentage of different places that you're adding people from. So for me, it was really eye-opening because I found out when I was doing this before that I was adding up people that were like 17 and 18 years old. And I was like, that's not my niche. So I was like, I needed to re-trigger and re-look at what I was adding, because I wasn't adding anybody that was, I thought they were my person, but they weren't my person. And then I was finding I was from Oklahoma. Okay, the connection I have to Oklahoma is that I went to basic training in Oklahoma. But I'm like, I don't need to be adding HGs from Oklahoma. So I'm just trying to say, is like having that business profile really helps you just kind of zoom in on making sure you're actually attracting the people that you want to be attracting versus attracting just everybody to your profile.
Yeah, and thank you. That's true. I turned mine into a business profile forever ago, so I forgot. I'm going to show you guys quick how to do that. So it's just under here, and I think I literally just had it. Okay, so you can
always switch back and forth. So if you decide you don't like the business profile, you can switch it back to not a business profile at any time too.
Oh, how do you turn it? I don't know how to turn it on and off, but
You had it right, Jamie. So click back onto your settings.
Here?
No. Yep. So switch back to personal, where it says switch back to personal. Yours is a business?
Yes.
So you would do switch back to personal, but yep.
Okay, so, and then up here, I actually haven't really looked at this much, and so this is good for me to see. See, people, this is the hard thing, though, is sometimes people have me on Facebook, and I don't recognize them because people don't have their names. And so sometimes that's kind of hard. Anyways, so I'd say, like, that's a pretty good following right there, 80% women in ages 25 to 34. On Facebook, I definitely have people younger than me, and I'm 23, and I'm, like, getting a lot of, like, freshmen in college, which is, like, super frustrating, because they're eating in the cafeteria and stuff like that, which is fine, but it's just not where I'm at anymore, and so this is helping me get people that are more my age and older and probably more willing to invest in their health. So you can look through all this, tells you when, all that good stuff. So, and the other thing is then on your story, so, okay, so here's all the stories up here. Oh, I just posted. So you can click down here and see all who's seen your stories. And I have someone from England who saw the story, which is super cool. Well, I don't really know how to see that person, but either way, I still had someone who saw it, which means they saw my profile. And so these are all the people who've seen it. Let me show you my call to action I did. So on Rana, so the size of your Instagram story is 16 by 9. So sometimes, like, you have a picture. If you have a normal picture, it won't fit entirely on your Instagram story. So 16 by 9 is the ratio. So I went on Rana yesterday and I put these pictures on there. So it fit. And if I would have done this elsewhere, it would have been cropped out completely. And I put that quote up there. Oops. Oh, geez. Okay. So I did this, and then I clicked again, and I put arrows, and then I clicked again, and I did a call to action. And so I was literally the only person who clicked on that. No one else clicked on that. But whatever, you guys, it doesn't even matter because I'm learning and I'm trying, and I don't care that no one else clicked on it. So that was my call to action on there. I'm not doing those every single day, but I'm doing them kind of often because the one person who I did have join me from Instagram, that's how they joined me, was a call to action on my story, which is super cool. Because it's way less like work and way less, I feel like, pressure than like posting a big long call to action on Facebook, which are good and I do them, but this is way easier. And I was going to say one more thing I wanted to show you while I was up here, but I don't remember what it was. So
Jamie, do you know anything about doing the highlights? Because that would be something to show people too.
I don't, but I know that. Do you? I don't know how to do that.
I've been actually using it quite frequently lately.
I've seen them, but let
Okay.
me. Do you wanna explain it?
Yeah, I can explain it. So basically, what you can do is if you go to your profile page.
Does yours have one up?
Yeah. So if you guys can go to my page you can go to my page.
Oh, is this not you?
I'm on Kelsey Unfit.
Yes, I know. Okay. So, do you have one?
Yeah.
Is
They're
it
on the top of my profile, like under my link tree link.
Are you guys, can you see? I'm on your page. Can you not see it? Is this frozen?
I can't. Yeah, yours is frozen.
Oh, I'm literally on your page right now, but I can't see it. But anyways, go ahead and explain it.
Okay, well, so basically what you can do is you can basically like make different, so for example, on mine, I have one that's like accountability. So if I'm doing, it's basically a way to like archive stories that you have done after 24 hours. So I have like different categories. So I have one about fuel. So anytime I post about like superfoods or like my superfood shake or anything about, I don't know if you guys can see it, but like
Here, I like posted one about like my lunch, and I like talked about it, and like I talked about superfoods and like making hummus and just things about like nutrition for one of them. And then that way, anybody that goes to my page, they can be like, oh, she's talking about like fuel and like accountability and like having freedom and inspiration. So like, okay, I want to start following for that. So basically, anytime I do say my story about like a call to action or do my workout, like I will save it and I'll put it as a highlight on my page. So anybody that comes to my page now can look at my highlights instead of watching my entire story to see everything that I posted. They can just be like, oh, I'm curious to know, what does she have to offer for accountability, or what does she mean by freedom? What does she do for freedom? And so I do talk about like coaching and stuff, and like, I don't know, team call vibes and things like that. So you can basically just take stories that you've done like months ago and save them and archive them onto a highlight on your profile. So when people come to you, that's what they can see on top of like your bio and like your posts. So I like doing that just because I don't like to post a lot, and sometimes I find myself just posting random crap on my story. So it kind of gives you a way to be more intentional and it gets people to grab their attention to your page before they even have to scroll or do anything. So
For sure, those are like pretty brand new, I feel like. I just saw them like this week, but okay, so I didn't see any questions, but it looks like everyone's good. The 150 it literally started already, so if anyone signs up tonight, it'll be on sale. And it goes until the end of the day on the 28th. And I showed how to do a poll. Free info, yes. Free info is a good place. Or a good thing, sorry. Okay, so yeah. Kelsey, when I went to your page, I couldn't see your link tree, or I saw it, but it wasn't actually a link, just so you're aware. But also there's a place in your settings that you put an actual link, so don't just put it in your bio, put it in the actual link. I feel like that's all I had for you guys. But like I said, like Megan said, you guys just start, because Instagram is literally where it's at. The people are over Facebook these days, and there's just so much going on Facebook. So you got to dive in. It's hard and it's scary. It's gonna be, I literally did it for like 2 weeks last April. So I have a bunch of random people that I started messaging last April that I'm finally getting around to, because I stopped because I was just like, I don't know what I'm doing. But ask me, ask Megan, ask YouTube. There's literally so many trainings. Just make sure they're more recent, because like we say, it changes all the time. So I think that's all for me.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. Like, I feel a little more confident with like trying to find people to follow and connect with now. The last thing I want to say is that when you're using hashtags, don't use hashtags that are like Beachbody related. Just kind of like we talk about not saying Beachbody, Shakeology, 21-day fix, 80-day obsession like on your Facebook. Don't use those hashtags on Instagram for the same reason that people can go and Google that, or you're probably going to find Beachbody like corporate or other coaches, and that's not who you're trying to attract.
Yeah, well, and I know, well, like in the end of workouts, Autumn literally will be like, oh, go tag, hashtag 80-day obsession. But you guys, like, literally, if you do that, someone else is going to click on it, and from your picture, they're going to click on it, and then they're going to see Amy Silverman's booty, and then they're going to call Amy Silverman and sign up with her, because that's just how people are. So don't do that. That's a big no. Even though, like, it drives me crazy because Autumn's like, oh, go do it. So you want to go do it because it's like, it's this big 80-day obsession community, but don't do it because you're just going to get coaches and you're going to direct people away from you. Yeah, you want them to see your booty. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of cool things you can do on Instagram stories, and the other thing is Instagram itself does an update every time they get new features. So if you ever see a story with the Instagram thing on it, watch it because it'll tell you everything new, and that's how everyone learns all these new things, and then you'll always be on the top of the game too, because I didn't watch those forever, so I don't really know all that kind of stuff, so I have to watch other trainings, but be easier to just get it right from the source. So thank you guys. Are you taking a picture?
I'm trying to. Sorry, you caught me.
Okay, guys.
Smile, everyone.
Hold on. Okay.
Okay. All right, this is awesome. I'm super excited. Let's get on Instagram. Jamie's going to share that link with us. Team Cup starts tomorrow, so let's kick it off. I want everyone to shoot to win that $100, and we will see you guys later. Have a good night, everyone.